Show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
Friend has a daughter, so I asked him, like, would you be okay with the woman that you're dating now leading your daughter? And he was like, what do you mean? Do you want her to grow up and be just like her? Like, do you want her to dress like her, talk like her, present herself like her, express herself just like her? And I'm gonna just be real with you. If you yourself as a man don't see yourself with that woman, don't waste no time.
I'm not gonna do that. I respect you and I love you enough.
I want this magazine to know
I
what
respect
it is about
integrity.
me. You don't want your daughter.
I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna do that.
Be my guest.
I'm not
gonna be slighted, honey.
I'm not gonna do that. That's where we have to draw the line.
Okay.
Because I don't care because the camera in front of me or somebody's asking you questions. I'm not gonna reveal my everything that go on with me.
Every time Caitlyn gets foul, we can't make it seem like she was assaulted. Why like a Stephen A. Smith? It was that important to you to run the Kennedy Carter hip check, right? That was everywhere. But yet, you didn't even discuss what Alyssa Thomas did to Angel Reese.
So I want to be a hero. Do you feel better now than you did in that van though, right now? I can provide better. But do it feel better? I don't know.
Why we not talk? Well, let's talk about it. We live. We live. Yeah.
They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat. 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 They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
That's the show, Dada!
The last 7 days have been totally insane, but we made it. Now buckle up and get ready for the most organic conversation on the internet with your hosts, the Force, the King, the Kamikaze, the Great and Terrible. Up to it, down to it. Pour a glass and talk some trash. Welcome to the show, and thank you for tuning in. We hope you have a good time tonight right along with us. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and tell a friend. Let's go up to it.
That might be the greatest thing we've ever seen in a long, long time. That might be the greatest video, the greatest music thing I've ever seen. That was the greatest TikTok remix I've ever seen. All right, I'm also not a TikToker, so y'all might have a better one. You let me know if you do. But as of right now, that's the greatest thing I've seen.
Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cat. Listen, it's no better way to start a Friday night than eating the cat, right?
No better way to start a Friday night than to eat the cat. So, what's going on, ladies and gentlemen? Assuming nothing's changed since last week, and we can still call you that. Welcome back to another episode of Up to It, Down to It with your Friday Night Delights. We are here for another introduction to a great weekend. We got a great show lined up tonight. It's going to be fun. We're going to have a good time. I got my partner in crime right here. He's going to holler at us real quick, tell us about what he's drinking on, what's going on in his mind. And he always got some good takes and everything, man. So we're looking forward to having this conversation tonight. Give it up for my man's the immovable force, Cam. What's up with you? What's on your mind, bro?
Don't ask me nothing like that, because eating the cat is all I can think of now. What
Eat cat.
eat. Okay, I just oh my gosh, that was wild and hilarious. And happy Friday, people! Oh my God, this has been like the the longest week you can imagine. A ton of good things happening, but just a long work week. So super glad to have made it to Friday, and hopefully everybody has had a wonderful week too. Had to catch happy hour, so I've been drinking. Rum and coke is the order of the day, but that ain't what we got in the house. Like I just told Trey, we're like at the end of the pandemic liquor supply, which if y'all think of how long it's been since they sent us back out into the world, don't judge me. That's how stocked my bar was. So now all I have left is light liquor. So we need to hit Total Wine and Lax Wine and Spirits, because them the only two stores I support up. But until then, in the meantime, in between time, we're gonna work on this handle of Tito's vodka, and the Nick Cannon of juices, Ocean Spray. So we're still on cran, pineapple. Oop, and that's my kid. I gotta say goodnight. Dad life comes first. So not Aquafina. Y'all already know what it is. I'll be back.
You know what time it is, man. This is what we got to do. This is what we got to do. You handle your business. I got you. All right, so I'm gonna have to jump in. Yeah. Go ahead. Yeah. Look at him dealing with the boy. That's what's up. I'm gonna jump in real quick, and I'm gonna talk to y'all about what I'm drinking on tonight, which is a little bit of everything. I got some wine right here. Shout out to the missus for picking up that good old box wine. Always good picking out the box. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. And in here in my mystery mug is an unknown concoction, guaranteed to get the job done. Hold on a second. There we go. Okay. All right. We're gonna get it back on here as soon as we done. But yeah, that's what we got going on. You know what I'm excited about that, even though I had to get and just let Kev go do his thing. This is more proof of what I always talk about, right? In the end, we are fathers first, right? Those of us that are husbands, we husbands first. You know what I mean? We're devoted to our family. And one of our number one missions is to make the family great again. Particularly the nuclear family, but every family. We want to make the families great again as best as we can using the platform that we're using. So with that being said, shout out to all the early viewers. Shout out to everybody in the comments. Do me a favor real quick. If you're here for the first time, like and subscribe and hit the bell for the notifications so you know whenever we go live or drop a video, whatever it is. Most stuff is coming, all right? And also for tonight, please tell a friend to tell a friend, because you are going to want to get some good engagement. You're going to want to hear some different opinions on what we're talking about tonight. We got a great show lined up, and I think we are ready. Is he back? Yes, sir.
He
back like he never left. B.
Yeah. Thank y'all for letting me, be a dad. I mean, I didn't need y'all permission, but thank y'all.
Hey man, because we gonna do what we gotta do one way or the other.
For sure.
You know what I'm saying? I want to start this week. We had a lot of current events, and we usually end up going in on certain topics. So and we missed some of the more current stuff. So y'all saw, I assume y'all saw the debate. I'm not gonna get too much into that, but that's where that song came from, man. The song is hilarious. What'd you think of the remix, man?
That's absolutely hilarious. And I always enjoy thorough remixes and stuff. I feel like we've been in that era since the greens, beans, potatoes, tomatoes. You get a good sound bite and you can turn it into anything fantastic. So it's just hilarious to hear. Drop a beat on it. And yeah, we'll just take it for what it is. I will say, like, I've seen enough videos to know that there is some legitimacy to the statements that were made. But the remix itself was absolutely hilarious. And the dancing, the TikTok videos definitely makes it.
I love it, man. It made it absolutely Harry. Absolute what? I've been drinking. Made it absolutely. Yeah, absolutely Harry.
Eat the cat.
Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Yes, sir. It's going down. All right. Great stuff. We got some more drama that came up in the last week or so. Look, man, y'all stay by y'all phones and don't accidentally go to Instagram Live. Accidentally.
On purpose.
Accidentally.
On purpose.
Y'all heard what happened to Shannon Sharp? You heard what happened to Sharp, right?
We heard it. We synced it. We tweeted it. We, Black Twitter is a space that I like. I feel like when the apocalypse happens, you need to be on Black Twitter. That's, because it's still gonna be jokes. Like it's giving I'm about to die. Like that's where Black Twitter is gonna take us. For the apocalypse or the rapture or whatever. Hey, it's just totally unrelated. You know what's wild? Jehovah's Witness called my phone today. We're not even going door to door no more. Jehovah's Witness called my phone.
Like they telemarketed your phone?
Jehovah's Witness telemarketed me. Like, hello, do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ? I was like,
Are you serious?
I
know it. Oh my
I know y'all lying. Like, what are y'all just randomly dialing numbers, hoping to get somebody on the line? They not going door to door no more. They are telemarketing Jesus Christ. Sorta.
Right, in the manner of speaking anyway. Wow. That's I'm not sure what I think about that.
It's been a day, man.
How do we reconcile that? Y'all tell us what y'all think about that in the comments. If you've gotten a call, if you've ever gotten a call from Jehovah's Witnesses, let us know, because I ain't never heard of that. That's unheard of to me. And is that a step or two too far? I'm gonna Google it. I bet you somebody probably reported it to some local news source.
Hey yo, Google. Hey yo, Google. It's Jehovah's Witness call.
Google.
And the only reason I answered was because I was expecting a call from like Grambling, to come get with my students today. So I was like, oh, this is a number I don't recognize. Let me pick it up. And legit, they were like, hello? We were wondering if you had a second to talk about our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ. And I was like, huh? Jehovah's Witness.
Wow. That's incredible. That's absolutely incredible. Okay. All right. Well, that there we go. So in this week we had Eat the Cat, Eat the Cat. We've had Beat the Cat on Instagram Live. Beat the Cat on Instagram Live, and we got Jehovah's Witnesses telemarketing people. Unbelievable.
That's my Michelle.
Dude, never mind. I'm not doing it. In addition to that, sticking on the sports, I told you we got a hell of a show tonight. Sticking on the sports topic, I gotta follow up on something that a story we talked about a couple of months ago with Sheryl Swoops and Caitlyn Clark. Now to set this up, this is kind of an overall, and we can kind of dissect it. We ain't got to spend a whole lot of time on it. We can kind of dissect it. This is from, I got to find the name of the channel that I got it on. I'll look that up on the other side. But they did a breakdown that kind of blended it all in, the drama between Sheryl Swoops and Caitlyn Clark, and apparently now Stephen A. Smith. It's a lot going on. Preliminarily, I want to say that first of all, shout out to the whole WNBA. The WNBA has been, has been fun. It's been entertaining to watch. It has gotten better and better and better progressively over the last few years. We've been talking about that. This isn't lip service. We're not giving you no bullshit, right? We've always said this about the WNBA. And now, yep. And now they have some cash cows, and some people who other people want to watch play in the form of Angel Reese and Caitlyn Clark. Both of them are doing great. Caitlyn, Angel Reese is breaking records with the most double doubles. Excuse me, most double doubles by a rookie. Most double doubles, period. Consecutive double doubles, killing the game. Caitlyn Clark is killing the game as well. First NBA rookie, WNBA rookie with a triple double, and she did it twice.
Multiple triple doubles. This week she just broke the record for most assists in a single season.
Yep. And I think she was the youngest player or the fewest games to 100 threes or something like that, 100 3-point shots made.
For sure.
Right? I mean, both of these women are killing it.
Yeah, but I don't want to lose A'ja Wilson in all of this because she broke a record this week for most points in a season. Period.
Yes, she did. Yes, she
so,
did.
That is the unanimous MVP. And I'm rocking with Caitlyn Clark, but A'ja Wilson is the unanimous MVP. Like we're not even gonna argue that. Caitlyn Clark is on her way, but A'ja Wilson hands down unanimous MVP this season.
Yeah, no doubt. And I think they still the Aces have the best record in the WNBA right now too, don't they?
No,
one of them.
They're the last I saw they were sitting in third because they had a rocky start, but of course they had Lord, her name is escaping me, but they're basically their point guard was injured to start the season. Chelsea Gray, I want to say was
Chelsea
injured.
Gray,
yeah. So they had a rocky start. But they're, hitting their stride just in time. Even A'ja Wilson was like, I ain't even rocking outfits no more. I'm coming in white tees every day till we get all together. And they just been killing it. So, I feel like they're hitting their stride in the right time to make that push for a three-peat.
Yeah. I'm looking at the standings now. I'm seeing the Minnesota Lynx there, 27-9, the Liberty 31-6, the Aces right behind. Actually, the Sun. The Connecticut Sun 26-10, and then the Aces right behind them at 23-13. So man, again, phenomenal play. And A'ja Wilson absolutely is taking that team and carrying it on her back. And if we look, and I look at the Fever, the Fever are number 6. So the Aces have arguably the best player in the WNBA. And the Fever are 2 places behind them with a record of 19-18, coming in number 6, excuse me, in the WNBA. I think that I would argue that I think that's pretty good, considering they had one of the worst records last season, right?
Yeah, better than good. To not be lost in that, though, is that their best player doesn't get talked about, and then their second best player is Aaliyah Boston. So they have 2 people who, command attention ahead of Caitlyn Clark to allow Caitlyn Clark to be able to do what it is that she does, So, they've got a 3-headed monster there, which is positioning them like it didn't happen the same way, but it makes me think of kind of how San Antonio had David Robinson out. And then because they got a bad record, they were able to draft Tim Duncan. And they just, propelled themselves. So it almost feels that way, even though it happened a little differently.
Well, it kind of is like that. There were players that in the NBA, we have lots of examples of players who were drafted to teams that weren't that great the season before or 2 seasons before, what have you. And then they got there and immediately they were a contender. Now, they may not have gone from worst to first, and I don't think any of them have done that, right? But they went from a pretender to a contender. Most of those teams. I think just immediately I think of the Cleveland Cavaliers, because what the hell was a Cleveland Cavalier before LeBron James?
A dumpster fire.
In their entire franchise history. I mean, they were the team that Michael Jordan hit that iconic shot on. And most of y'all probably don't even remember that. They top player was a cat named Craig Elo. And, right?
Mark Price.
Was Doherty on that time?
Yeah, Brad Daugherty, Mark Price, Craig Elo, like that. Yeah.
Craig Elo was the man, the ultimate journeyman. But listen, bottom line is that, of course, players, a collection of players make up teams. The more great players you have, the better your team is going to do. And, you oftentimes need a spark plug to get it going. Michael Jordan was a spark plug for the Chicago Bulls, right? I mean, we could even argue Scottie Pippen was, because Jordan didn't do well until he got Pippen and Phil Jackson with him too. So we could argue Scottie Pippen was that missing piece, but Jordan was the most dominant player, even though Scottie Pippen obviously was a great player. It was, Coach Shaquille O'Neal, and basically every team he went to until he got old. Kobe Bryant, right? And a few other players. They transformed those teams from nobodies, laughing stocks, if you will, to contenders. Caitlyn Clark is the same way, and I believe deserves the same type of shine and recognition. But real quick, and I see we got our third piece of the puzzle back real quick, so that'll be good. We're gonna get him on the other side of this. Excited about that. The theme of today is eat the cat, eat the cat. All right. But I want to play a little bit of this. I guess wrap up of the drama that has ensued between Sheryl Swoops and Caitlyn Clark, and let's discuss: is she hating? Is she just telling it like it is? Let's talk about it.
Every time Caitlyn gets foul, we can't make it seem like she was assaulted. Why like a Stephen A. Smith? It was that important to you to run the Kennedy Carter hip check, right? That was everywhere. But yet, you didn't even discuss what Alyssa Thomas did to Angel Reese.
We're in a pretty complicated situation when some individuals reveal their racism, particularly aimed at Caitlyn Clark.
I'm gonna say this, and then I wanna be done with this whole conversation. So for people to come at me and say that I made those comments because I'm a racist, first of all, black people can't be racist.
Especially now that Sheryl Swoops won't be part of the broadcast. Recently, Swoops was taken off the game between the Dallas Wings and Indiana Fever.
Sheryl Swoops she's lighting herself on fire, Steve. They had to pull her off a game because she can't be trusted to call Caitlyn Clark games correctly or fairly. They basically pulled her off the game for racism. You're too much of a bigot to call Caitlyn Clark games. We're pulling you off the game.
While we could discuss her numerous accomplishments,
Sheryl Swoops, she's a dumb job.
Sheryl Swoops won't let anything, including facts, get in the way of her vitriol toward Caitlyn Clark.
Just last week, she had a heated exchange with Stephen A. Smith, who criticized her for not mentioning Caitlyn Clark when discussing the Fever.
Respectfully, Sheryl Swoops, you have any idea how that makes you look? You have any idea how that serves to stain any kind of critique of Caitlyn Clark, because that gives fodder to those who believe she's being hated on and ostracized to some degree. Do you realize that, Sheryl Swoops, you're insane to do that?
It was absurd. She listed every player but Clark.
No matter what stage you're on, if you're at the highest stage, there's always going to be people that are critiquing you. There's always going to be people that are complimenting you. And I think that just speaks to how I was raised too. I've never been one to weigh the opinions of haters too much, or, I was told, at the level you feel all the praise, that's going to be the same level you feel all the hate. So, I feel like I just try to stay right in the middle.
Not long ago, there was also the incident involving Diamond DeShields, which Swoops defended.
Now, she made news last week when she sat up there and was applauding Indiana Fever players, but then forgot to mention Caitlyn Clark. She jumped all in my ass because I sat up there and said, hey, how you going to ignore Caitlyn Clark?
DeShields and Clark had a heated moment during the Chicago Sky game. Honestly, it's hard to decide which incident was worse, Kennedy Carter or Diamond DeShields.
Anytime a basketball play happens towards Caitlyn, it's because players are envious, they're targeting her, they're jealous, they're haters, they're racist. I keep going on and on. Mm-hmm. Kennedy Carter is one of the best guards in the league.
But here we are. Stay strong, kid. Hate will not prevail. You have supporters, and there's nothing these hateful individuals can do about it. All love for you. Swoops supported DeShields after the hard foul, and yes, DeShields is facing well-deserved criticism. I previously noted that 80% of the Chicago Sky's flagrant fouls target Caitlyn Clark. Swoops has been notably critical, which has resulted in changes to the broadcast team.
Soliloquy that you dropped about the Indiana Fever. Stop it. You know that. Stop it. More. If you had talked about it more, they would have played more games. Like I had the power to go up to ESPN and say, directors and producers and cameramans and everybody else, flocked to the WNBA at the time when it wasn't nearly as popular as it was today.
WNBA icon Sheryl Swoops has been candidly critical of the 22-year-old point guard this season, even upsetting fans on social media after appearing to support D. Shields for her aggressive foul on Clark. Now, it appears that Swoops' negative stance on Clark has led to her removal from the broadcast for the Dallas Wings Indiana Fever game.
Because Sheryl Swoops is one of the greatest players ever in the history of basketball. You won a championship in college at Texas Tech. You won 3 Olympic gold medals. You won 4 WNBA championships. You know basketball. You know basketball better than me. You know basketball than any of the pundits. You know basketball better than most of the men that play basketball. There is no way in hell you just accidentally left Caitlyn Clark's name out.
Where she was set.
All right, cool. I'm going to cut that right there. I think that's pretty much the gist of it. Y'all got that. Before we get into our breakdown and analysis, we got to bring them back to the stage. Our boy, the LB, bringing back in King Rich, the inspiration. What's up, brother? It's good to see you, man.
What it do? What it do?
Over there, he got the wrong color jersey on, but it's okay. It's all right. We're gonna let it slide.
I got your right color jersey on. I got the right color jersey on. All right.
37 to 20.
Watch your mouth.
37 to 20.
Huh?
You're welcome.
Buddy.
You're welcome.
You know.
All right, go ahead.
We in the building. What's going on, everybody? Yeah, I'm back. Sorry I'm late. BMXing, doing a dad thing. RJ getting his race on. Came in first place. Had some tough competition out there, but my boy pulled through. Got stronger as the race continued. My man actually the second round, he was looking off into yonder. I was like, what the heck are you looking at? Come to find out it was some bats out there in the woods. But anyway, so he got a late start and still came back, pushed hard and got first place. So proud of the boy for doing his thing. Tonight, let me tell you what I'm sipping on. I had to pick up this bottle of Espolón. Espolón, is that how you say it? I don't know, but I'm drinking because that bad boy is good. And I got a shot right here. I got some orange juice with it right here. And I'm going to be sipping on the purest of this Ménage à Trois. That's how I'm feeling tonight. Ménage à Trois, okay? As well. And tonight, man, I guess it's just the word is push through. Push through. You making a decision to do what it is that you wanted to do and push through. See it through. That's all I got. What you guys talking about, man? What we got going on, huh? What we doing? What we doing tonight? What we
going on? We got a hell of a show for these guys today, man. We're gonna get right into the first parts of this, which is Sheryl Swoops and Stephen A. Smith in this drama with the WNBA. The video we just finished taking a look at. Kev, I want you to jump in real quick. It's kind of our, aficionado, as I like to say, for the NBA. Talk to us about what your thoughts are on this situation.
First of all, I will say, like, Sheryl Swoops is a hater. Like, we gotta start there. But I will not say that it's connected to racism. I will say that it's connected to being the number one pick. And I do think back because the cachet that Caitlyn Clark comes in with, to me, feels like what LeBron James entered with. And for LeBron James, hell, even his own teammates was hating on him. Like, yeah, we got other players on the Cavaliers who are, blah, 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 blah. Like, Darius Miles talked about LeBron James like LeBron James was Brian Scalabrine. You know what I'm saying? And if you don't know what that name is, that kind of proves my point. You know what I'm saying? And but again, LeBron James was touted as the chosen one at 16. So when he got to the league at 18, his own teammates should have known what it was when he got there. But that's how they talked about him. But he was a target because he was in everybody's mouth before he even touched the NBA basketball court. So I feel like, there's a level of like target that gets placed on your back just because you are the number one pick in the NBA draft. Like, the veterans on your team want you to know, like, you got to earn your stripes. everybody that you go against knows that you're the number one pick, so you got to earn your stripes. So I think a lot of that has to do with that. Even what the WNBA does in terms of the style of play, I feel like is the physicality is years behind the NBA. So like where the WNBA is, they're kind of like playing 90s basketball. It's rougher, it's more physical than what the NBA is. The NBA is very fluid. You know what I'm saying? There is no hand checking. It's a lot of things that can't happen. So like I just think the style of play lends itself to a more physical game, but some women are taking it just too far because Caitlyn Clark is the number one pick. You know what I'm saying? And a lot of players feel like we've been good. We've been, all stars. We've been all WNBA. We've been Olympians. We've been college champions. We've been, WNBA champions. Like we've been that, and y'all haven't talked about us. And just because of her popularity, you're missing what great players are in the WNBA. So I think it's more about that than it is about she being, a white girl who just popped up and everybody screaming her name.
What's your thoughts, LB?
Listen, Kev just said it all because I really haven't been following that. So, I didn't even know about it until tonight. So, but I do agree with Kevin that, a player like, Caitlyn Clark, LeBron James, a player that is coming in and doing something that the other players, haven't done in the way that it's being done right now, capturing the attention, capturing having that following. I'm pretty sure Michael Jordan had haters. I'm pretty sure those that were making a change, to the game had those haters. So I agree with everything Kev said. Hey, he's the guru, basketball guru over there. So. He got it. I can't do a better job than that. He's got it.
I feel that. I agree too. I think, as Caitlyn Clark said in the video, the same level that you're going to receive praise is at the same level you'll receive scrutiny. I think that's a great lesson to learn, a great thing to take away from all of this. Caitlyn Clark is great. And we can't deny that. We can't deny her greatness. You would be silly. You would be being a hater if you were to deny her greatness. She is great, right? And Sheryl Swoops, I believe, knows better. And the problem is, while I think I for one, do think that racism has a little bit to do with it. Let me explain why. The reason I think that is because if Angel Reese had the same level of fanfare, in fact, they were giving Angel Reese the same level of fanfare and the same level of props, higher level of props than they were given to Caitlyn Clark. So I think if Angel Reese, let's say the roles were reversed and, Caitlyn Clark was 1 year younger than she is, right? And Angel Reese was coming in as the face of the league, I don't think she'd be getting the kind of hate from a Sheryl Swoops that Caitlyn Clark is getting. I really don't. And I think the evidence in that is the multiple passes that she was given all year long, all season long. And I'm not saying that Angel Reese isn't a great player. She is a great player. She's fantastic, right? And she could be the face of the league if it weren't for Caitlyn Clark. I've often compared them to when Magic Johnson and Larry Bird entered the league at the same time. Right? Two transcendent players. And honestly, they both got hate on both sides for their race. There's a lot of black folk who were like, who's this white boy, this great white hope, right? And there's a lot of white folk that were like, who is this Magic Johnson guy? Who's he think he is, right? So unfortunately, I do think that race plays a little bit in this role. I don't think, because especially from somebody like Sheryl Swoops, who is a pioneer of the WNBA, you would think that she would do everything in her power to continue to tout the greatness of the league as a whole without leaving Caitlyn Clark out. Caitlyn Clark is still, that would be like people talking about 80s basketball and leaving out Michael Jordan. Why would you do that? You know what I'm saying? Okay, she's not as good as Michael Jordan. All right, talking about 80s basketball, leave off Larry Bird, leave off Isaiah Thomas, leave off Magic Johnson. You can't. Pick one. You know what I'm saying? Caitlyn Clark falls into one of those, I think, falls into one of those categories where you can't talk about the greatness of the league and leave her out unless you're a hater. And in my opinion, I think the haterade there does have a little bit to do with race, because I don't think she'd be given that same level of vitriol if we were talking about Angel Reese.
But so just because of the example that you gave, I'll go back to the 80s. Isaiah Thomas was left off the dream team. And there is no way, like, no person you ask who is like truly, you know what I'm saying, like separating themselves from feelings said that Isaiah Thomas should have been left off of the dream team. He got left off because Michael Jordan felt the kind of way about Isaiah Thomas, you know what I'm saying, the Bad Boy Pistons and all that.
Understandably so.
You know what I'm saying? And so, like, to me, there can be a just because of who you are or the position that you're in, I don't want you to like receive the same accolades, the same success, the same whatever as me, just because of the position that you're in. And the Bad Boy Pistons was beating Michael Jordan's ass for the longest time. So then once Jordan got past them, Isaiah got left behind. And like, it's moments like that that make me feel like, and I'm not saying you're wrong, because it very well could be a racism thing, but like, I've just seen, you know what I'm saying, the way people go at number one picks, whether it's the NBA or the NFL or baseball or what, like, if you're a number one pick, like you're coming in making more, millions more than some people, like basically half of the people that you're playing in the same league as who have been in the game for 4 or 5 years. You know what I'm saying? So like that's a, you know what I'm saying, for a person who takes that personal, that is offensive. Like, you just got here and they're gonna hand you millions of dollars and the keys to whatever. And I've been busting my ass trying to, you know what I'm saying, get some respect, make some money for my family, whatever the case may be. And they just crowned you before you even proved yourself at my level. Like, so, you know what I'm saying? I can understand the level of attack at that point, but I could also wholeheartedly see it. Hey, this white girl ain't about to come into our league and whatever. Like, so, you know, if you told me it was that, I wouldn't be shocked. But I really think it's more about, you know, these players who have been, like you said, Sheryl Swoops, they won all these championships. The Comets did all these things. Like the Sparks followed behind them. Lisa Leslie, Candace Parker did all these things. And they got some attention, but never the level that Caitlyn Clark and Angel Reese brought to the game. So, like, that's offensive. We've been hustling, trying to, you know what I'm saying, keep our league alive, build it up, whatever. And then all of a sudden they get here and y'all like, it's all about them. Nah, we still better than them. We still winning the championships. We still, you know what I'm saying, doing whatever. So, like, that's why it rings a little bit more to me.
That's the foundation of the house screaming, "Hey, look at me!" But nah, you're the foundation. You're holding the house up. So, you know, why hate on the rest of the house? Hey, man.
That's a great point. That's a great point. That's great. Yeah. I feel that. I think you know, I'm with you. If and I also, to be fair, if it totally had nothing to do with race, I wouldn't be surprised. But I do think it has to do with that, because again, I don't see Sheryl Swoops or obviously Kennedy Carter's on the same team, but you know, any of those other ones, I don't see them giving Angel Reese that same kind of vitriol. Angel Reese came in the league unproven too, you know, against them.
But they've been knocking her down though. It's just she don't get that kind of attention because she got drafted 7, 8, 9. You know what I'm saying? So because you got drafted later, you don't get that kind of attention. You know what I'm saying? Like, even as great as Kobe turned out to be, because he got drafted 7th and, you know what I'm saying, and traded like on draft night and was a high school kid, like, it's not the same kind of attention that LeBron got, because they said LeBron was who LeBron was at 16. So 2 years before bro arrived, they was like, oh, we can't wait till he gets here. You know what I'm saying? If Kobe came in with that kind of name, they'd have probably done Kobe the same way.
Yeah, maybe. You're probably right. Who knows? What I do know is that the WNBA needs to, in my opinion, they need to rally around their cash cow. And I think that's the point that Stephen A. Smith, for one, and among many others, has the point that he's been making is that you don't kill your cash cow because you're mad that you're not the cash cow, right? Again, to use Richard's example, which was fantastic, you're the foundation and you're hating on the rest of the house. You mad at the bedroom. You the foundation, you mad at the bedroom. Yeah, okay, great. Everything has to start somewhere, right? There has to be in order for there to be superstars, or like the NBA, a superstar driven league, there has to first be the first superstar, right? And so that's just kind of what it is. And she's one of the first ones. And again, I dig it from a competitive advantage. You got to prove yourself in this space. I dig that. But again, I think at this point, especially for somebody like Sheryl Swoops, I think it goes beyond, just being generally jealous, especially for her, man. She's been, multiple time champion, but she's been gone for a long time. It ain't like she's missing out. You know what I'm saying? Like,
it's kind of like that old head though that comes back and it's like, nah, man, we used to do it like this, and it's like the game has changed, like, and you gotta embrace it, especially those that are still playing. Like you were saying, the cash cow is like, well, shoot, you got to find a way to cash in on it to go ahead,
exactly.
Get your place. You got to be able to adapt. You got to be able to adapt to your environment without changing who you are. That's that's one of my my quotes, my mottos, my creeds. And it's like you got to be able to do that. Like, don't sit there and be complacent and say this is how it all was always done. No. Here's a new path that was paved. The people like this. The people, the crowd, the fans have really created this monstrosity. So figure out how you can either do the same or better, or at least cash in. I mean, the game has changed, right? And I'm not necessarily saying the game of the WNBA. I'm just saying, like, what is making fans come to these games? Take notes, figure that part out so that you can get fans coming to your games. Or guess what? You're gonna have to start making some trades. I mean, it's like the NFL and the NBA, where teams started making super teams, or like you got to figure it out. You got to figure out what is putting butts in seats. Because listen, you can love the game all you want, but if you want to get paid more, or if you want, a certain level of status or whatever it is, to come along with your love of the game, would come along with your championships, you got to figure out what's putting butts in seats. And no, it's not necessarily your job, right? Not necessarily. I mean, you're not contracted to put butts in seats, but you're contracted to play this game. Like, you want to play this game and win. But guess what? If you also want to get paid, there's some things that need to be figured out. Somebody's already doing it, so why reinvent the wheel? Just figure that piece out and make it better. Make it your own. Or, just be a part of it. I don't know. Maybe I'm just talking.
No, you talking good, man. Play your best game when you got the most eyes on you. And right now, Caitlyn Clark brings the most eyes. And again, it doesn't matter how good, how great, how legendary you may have been. If nobody sees you, it's a tree falling in the woods and no one around to hear it.
So my last thought. I'll also say we got to pick a side, because and again, I'll keep comparing NBA to WNBA, but we talked about like the old heads and the way they feel. So of course, it's that same thing. Like, the NBA players are getting $60 million contracts right now, and old heads are like, damn, if I had played in this era, I would have been making X, Y, and Z dollars. Like, but they're also saying the NBA is soft because they don't allow for whatever. I almost think, that if if the WNBA weren't playing the way they playing right now, especially playing Caitlyn Clark the way they were, you wouldn't have a whole lot of stories to tell, because when the hard fouls happen on Caitlyn Clark, guess what makes the headlines? The hard fouls that happen on Caitlyn Clark. You know what I'm saying? So it gives you a little bit more to talk about. If they were friendly, you know what I'm saying, like jersey exchanges in the NFL, jersey exchanges in the NBA, people would be mad. Oh, they're treating her so nice because she is the, you know what I'm saying, the princess of the NBA. So like, I almost feel like it's a gift that, you know, there's a vitriol towards her, because it creates a headline. It creates clickbait. It gives you something to read in the morning paper after, you know what I'm saying, the Indiana Fever plays some team that you're not thinking about. Like the Aces are going to be okay. They play in Vegas. You know what I'm saying? Like the Sparks are going to be okay. Teams that have a Diana Taurasi, you know what I'm saying? Like the players that draw you in will be okay. But a team that has no name can still play Caitlyn Clark a certain way and draw attention to themselves just because they went against her. So like, pick a side, because that kind of ball also will bring you some attention.
Yeah, that's true. To quote Eric Bischoff, controversy creates cash. So, you know, we'll leave it right there so we can keep this thing moving. Let's get to this video. Blah, blah, blah. I've been drinking this whole time. Let's try this one more time.
That's not all, folks.
Yeah, we got a lot more to go. All right.
Eat the cat.
Eat the cat. Which I got to
players?
Oh. Nope. I'm not being baited into that one. Nope. I'm not being baited into that one. Nope. Let's get to this viewer submission real quick. Pull y'all glasses. Let's talk about it.
Yo, last night, my boy asked me, he said, Alex, man, how you know when you found the one? And I think like most men, like, they get lost with that. I believe when a man is ready and wise, he looks for substance, friendship, and connection. A lot of men can't find a good woman because they're looking for the same woman that they see on all these nasty videos. Most men choose women with their eyes, not with their heart. And that's why most men make the mistake of being weak to their flesh. There's so many men who live life on the outside and not from the inside out. They just see women as an object, a do-girl. And they want to reduce a woman's role to the bedroom or the house or the kitchen. She's way much more than that. Bro, how she presents herself is going to be everything to you. You know, so the one that's not trying to use her body as bait because she understands that men are very lustful humans. Maybe she dresses trendy. She realizes that she can still be cute and classy, sexy and sophisticated. Her energy and her aura are just different. And you can tell by the demonstration of how she put what she got on. So I'm telling him, a woman that is healed, like she's not answering you with an attitude. She's not asking you to prove anything to her. She's not saying, prove to me that you won't hurt me. Prove to me that you'll provide. Prove to me that prove. No, she's already surrendered to herself and she knows who she is. She's not defensive. She just flows. And you wouldn't dare to ask a woman like that what she brings to the table, because she'll definitely size you up and get up from your table and walk away. That's y'all at. You see, women that have a firm foundation, she ain't moving with the wind. If she believes in God, she believes in God. She's not moved by worldly things. Example, the world says situationships are the norm. She says, no, that's not a relationship to me. The world says dating is different. She says, no, it's the same, because my morals and my values are aligned with the vision that God has for me. You see, she's strong enough to draw the line in the sand on what she wants. She's not wandering aimlessly through life. My friend has a daughter, so I asked him, like, you know, would you be okay with the woman that you're dating now leading your daughter? And he was like, what do you mean? Do you want her to grow up and be just like her? Like, do you want her to dress like her, talk like her, present herself like her, express herself just like her? And I'm gonna just be real with you. If you yourself as a man don't see yourself with that woman, don't waste no time with her. All you gotta say is, I don't see us going in the same direction. And it's unfair for me to move my feet slowly with you when I know your husband is out there. And I don't want to stand in the way of that. But in time she'll be okay, because she's been with men that didn't give her the gift of honesty. She's been with men that have gotten in the bed with her and then ghosted her. So as a man, when you know she's not the one for you, just Just be honest and give her the truth instead of telling her or using her for what you want. What one man don't like, her husband will love. Hope this helps. Love. Oh God.
Okay, that was a deep dive. Deeper dive than I expected initially, to be honest. What the hell? All right, let's try this again. Deeper. Take two. We are live.
All
I
the
don't even
way
know if
live.
that came through. Yeah. All right. Okay. So, what are y'all thoughts on that, man? There's a bit of a deep dive. A lot of answers with that. A lot of questions I think that brought up. Rich, I'm gonna ask you kind of the similar question that he was asked, and you can tie in what he said with what you're saying, however you want to do that. How did you know that your wife was the one?
So I think it all starts with knowing that you are ready, knowing what you're looking for. I think it starts with you knowing those standards, those things that will do for you, and then you yourself being committed, being all those things that you're looking for and more. He named off a couple things. For me though, I knew what I was looking for. I knew what my standards were. I knew what I was, uh, what I wanted to, who I wanted to be. What standard I had for myself. And so, how I knew is because of I knew I was looking for someone that was committed, right? Someone that had that sense of commitment that could hold, that could be committed, that was morally sound, that was God fearing or seeking God, that you know was able to hold a friendship, relationship, a partner, right? I was looking for someone that could be a partner, respectful, right? Respect was big, accountability. And you're once you get to know a person, you're checking all those things off, and you're saying, you know what, bing. It's like based on getting to know that person. But if you are not looking for that, and if you don't even know that those are the things that you want, then you're leading yourself astray. I think one of the things that he, was alluding to was that it was like it's you don't fool yourself. Don't fool yourself. Don't play yourself. Um, you know, don't try to make this person fit what you're looking for. Don't try to make somebody fit what you're looking for. Find the person, that is the one you're looking for. Now, for me, also, it was like you had to be working on yourself. We're not all perfect, but progression, you know, what did it for me was, progressing. Like, she wanted to work on herself because I was committed to working on myself. So, all of those things will lead a man that knows what he wants, will lead a man to knowing, like, bing, that's the one, like right off the bat. Like, he'll know. A man, they say a man will know. Hey, he'll know. All right. He'll know whether or not he wants to marry you or whether or not he wants to put you on a knot on his belt. And if that's what he wants, right? If that's what he wants. Because again, I always say marriage ain't for everybody, so don't fool yourself there either. I'm just saying, can it be for everyone? Absolutely. Do I shout, hey, yeah? Do I support marriage? Absolutely. But I'm gonna tell you something. It's not for everybody. I'm gonna say that. I'm gonna continue to say that. Because I don't want you to fool yourself. To thine own self be true.
To thine own be true.
So, because Rich said all the things, I'll play devilish advocate. That and say that we gotta stop hearing people say, "I don't want this," and trying to make them into someone who does want this. Um, because like people will make their intentions very clear. And even in like foggy moments, the fog is a clear intention. If I can't say to you, hey, I want you, I want this, I want blah 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 blah. I've told you what I like, what I don't want, or what I'm not ready for in that same breath. And so if you hear that and you're like, oh, well, they just playing hard to get, or oh, I just got to show them that I am the kind of person that blah 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 blah, and hope that that makes them come around and see whatever. Like you are playing yourself in that moment. Like whatever is supposed to happen is going to happen, and like that's a wave that you got to be willing to ride. If a person, you know what I'm saying, makes their intentions very clear and they are open, then you ride the wave of their openness and hope that, you know what I'm saying, your universes will align at some point. But if if we're in the real world and you in the metaverse, like you are lying to yourself, hoping that Doctor Strange will concoct you know what I'm saying, a spell that makes y'all line up. Like that's the point that we're getting away from. Like most people in this day and age are telling you exactly what you need to hear, but our ears are so tuned to what we want to hear that our attraction to a person makes us forget that what they said isn't attractive. Them ain't the, them ain't the same thing. So like that would be my only like statement to this portion, because the guy, he did spit a lot of facts, but much like Rich said, if I'm telling you that like I'm not for marriage, or if I'm telling you that like I don't want a relationship, or if I'm telling you that I'm unsure of what I want, but you're so attracted to the idea of me that you're just like willing to hope that it works out in your favor, you are setting yourself up for whatever comes in that territory. And that's a point that we got to get past. And that's not just a woman thing, that's a man thing too. Like we will hear a woman say, I because it ain't a lot there. So they say and then we're like, oh, she's gonna fall in love with me because I'm a good guy, because I text her in the morning, because I text her at night. You know what I'm saying? Like that ain't enough. Like women know what they want. You know what I'm saying? So they will take your attention, but they not taking commitment from you, and them ain't the same thing. Like just because she responds to your text, bro, does not mean that she not waiting on the wrong dude to act right. We got to stop playing ourselves across the board when it comes to stuff like that.
So, boy, you said a lot. I'm jumping in again, Trey. Sorry. You said a lot that actually triggered some things that I wanted to touch on, though, because he had said something that mentioned to like men are visual, right? And culturally, right, depending on where you're at and what your culture is, right? we'll see what, and it's on both sides, because we'll see what is being shown as, oh, this is where you want to be. This is the prize. This is, you want to be, perfect, right? Rich. You want to have the cheekbones and like all of that. Like, that's what's being said. Like, hey, this is what you want. It is the advertisement, the propaganda. It's like, yeah, this is what you want. Yes, you want them to be perfect. You want them to be handsome, like the 1%ers. That's what you want. And it's like, but do you really? Is that really like your speed? Because you got to understand what comes along with all of that. And then that's a smaller. We talked about the ponds that you're fishing in and all of that, right? But it's a smaller group. It's like if everybody's reaching for that same thing, but do you really want that? Is that what you really, really want? Because do you know what comes along with that over there? So yeah, like Kev, you said a lot. Darn it, you said something else that triggered something else in my head, but I'm gonna come back. Trey, go ahead and jump on in with your thought, because we gonna circle back. Like that triggered a couple things here.
I dig it. Y'all great. Y'all made some great points. I'm gonna try not to overlap on what y'all said, but y'all said a lot of what I was thinking. To bring it back to the question of how do you know that that's the one? So here's one thing I'll say in both of your conversation, and even with the gentleman speaking in the video, what I can see is that a man that is ready knows what he wants. And usually a man that's ready, what he wants has nothing to do with your looks. Or very little, I should say. Very little to do with your looks. Whatever. All right. But what's attractive to you?
No, I'm joking. All right. Sorry.
Yeah, I mean, I'm just saying, mouth skills have nothing to do with, beauty. All right. So I'm just saying.
It is a beautiful thing.
Huh?
Mouth skills are a beautiful thing.
They are a beautiful thing. And they can, they can make the uglier. Okay. Anyway. Okay.
Sorry. See, darn it, my fault. All right, come on.
What you was drinking on, Rich? You say you drinking on what?
A little bit of everything. I got the menage a trois.
Yeah. Eat the cat and beat the cat.
I'm drinking the Eat the Cat. I mean the Espo. What you call it, Kev? The Espolon.
Espolon.
Yeah, there it is.
Espolon.
Explosion.
Yeah.
Beat the cat.
Meet the cat. Treat the cat.
Treat the cat.
Eat the cat.
And if she cheats, delete the cat. Okay, all right. Okay. All right. Trying to get back on topic here. A man that knows that a man that knows what he wants usually wants something that's beyond skin deep, right? That was my point about, the looks or what have you. All right. It's usually something beyond that. It's usually beyond something superficial. It usually often has to do with a version of peace. All right. A version of peace creation. For example, you want a woman to be supportive of you in whatever your career endeavors are. Why? Because that's more peaceful than the people that are trying to step over you, that are trying to beat you, that are trying to take from you out in the world, out in the street, right? So when you have a woman that is supportive of you, that creates a sense of peace, right? It's a version of peace. We might want a woman that can cook a meal from scratch, like you would want a man that could change a tire, right? And we would want a woman that can cook a meal from scratch. Why? Because that shows that she was thinking about me while I was out here, doing everything that I was doing. She thought about me and said, you know what, I'm gonna do this one thing for you to make things a little bit easier for you. I'll make you something that I know you like, to make you feel good, make you feel better. That's a version of peace, right? Other things, mouth skills and so on and so forth. Are versions of peace creation. So we usually want some version of creation of peace. And ironically enough, I did mention the trademark sex, sandwiches, and silence in a manner of speaking, right? I know, ladies, before y'all get mad again, I know I went a few episodes. I didn't say it on purpose because y'all got mad at me when I said it. Okay. But it is some version of that. And I think that's kind of what you're hearing again from the guy in the video and also from these two and from myself. I had clearly identified what things, and when I say what I want, I mean what things I would not bend on. Right? What character traits? So, like for example, a woman that I'm using something very superficial, but it's the truth. It was my criteria. All right, fuck you if you don't like it. This was my criteria. All right, the woman had to be able to cook, or be willing to learn how to cook. I got work to do. I got things to do. I'm trying to build an empire. I'm trying to build a house. I'm trying to build a home. I'm trying to build legacy. I'm trying to build generational wealth. And I don't know how any of that shit looks because nobody taught me how to do that. So it's going to take me a lot of time, effort, and energy to do that. And I need food for fuel, right? I'm 6'4", I'm 200 plus pounds. I need fuel. Okay. I'm straight up. And that's one of the things that was a requirement for me, not because I can't get my own food. I can make my own food, sure. But also I can be more efficient if that's one less thing I got to worry about. So that was on my criteria. If she could not cook and was not willing to get better at it, was not willing to try, was unwilling to, well, that's fine. A guy like Kev would be perfect for you because Kev ain't worried about whether or not you cook.
I actually am a little worried. I'm a lot of worried. I don't want anybody to come back to this and be like, you know what? Hey, let me hit Kev because he ain't. That's a lie from the pits of hell. All right, I am the.
What if they fully fulfill the other void?
No. Because a night like last night, I would have needed that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I am the primary cook. Please don't get me wrong. You know what I'm saying? So, like, I thoroughly enjoy that. However, a night like last night where I was at work, I left the house at 6:45 a.m. and got home at 9:15 p.m. I need that meal on the table because I've been gone forever. So, like, you got to forever. I've been gone forever. You got to know. So, like, I am the primary cook. Stop playing in my face, though. If you call me to ask how to boil water, I'm a pop you in the mouth. That's a time where domestic violence is acceptable. If you call and say, "Hey, babe, how do I turn on the stove?" Domestic violence is now acceptable.
Ooh, Lord.
Who raised you? We are sick people.
Let's talk about it.
Let's talk about.
Why do I smell gas? No.
Oh Lord. So anyway, yes. Cooking. Okay, all right. So what if there's a dude out there who doesn't care whether or not you cook, don't care whether or not you like to cook, whether want to cook, none of that, don't care to cook. If that's who that man is, that's cool. I'm not that man.
Not that man.
And fellas, it's okay to just not be that guy. Like, you want this, that's okay. I'm not that. Go find your prince. Go find your king. Okay? It's okay. It's all right. And ladies, I'm saying the same thing, right? Everything we say is interchangeable, right? Generally speaking, it applies to both, right? But yeah, man, it's okay to not be that. And ladies, it's okay that if you're not that, there's some other things that I require. I'm not gonna get into that, but it's just literally for the sake of time. Not, I'm not trying to, say no nasty shit. But I'm saying like that, sometimes it could be that too, But I'm saying there's some other things that I require that I also like, right? And you might not be down with that. That's okay. I'm not marrying you. That's
to thine own self be true.
To thine own self. In the pink.
Oh my God.
To thine in the pink. One in the
How did we get here? We always end up here somehow.
All right. It's a perfect time to say that there was a viewer submission because of the sex silence and what was it?
Sandwiches. Silence and sandwiches.
There you go. There was a viewer submission for how about we say peace, pussy, and paninis.
That's fine. I'm with that. Peace, pussy, and paninis.
Because you can.
I'm with that. Hey, let them all know. Let them all know. We want peas, pussy, and paninis.
Paninis are warm, and you can stuff them with anything.
Stuff them with meat? Fuck you guys. I don't care what you think. We don't care what you think. Okay, we're having a good time. We're laughing. Okay, all right, laugh with us in the comments. Damn it.
Laughter is therapeutic. The world is too serious. You know.
It's way too serious. It's way too serious, man. Ooh, okay, all right. Let's get to a comment real quick. All right. Better learn, ladies. Gonna mess around and get your man took by a woman that can throw down. Hello. Next thing you know, he gonna beat and eat the cat. Beat the cat and eat the cat. Yes, sir. Jay Owens. Hey, look, listen, man. There's gonna be some of y'all when we start doing merch. Y'all gonna get stuff for free. Like the first couple rounds. Some of y'all gonna get that, all right? Jay Owens is one of them. Put him on the list, all right? Because he's in the game. Beat the cat and eat the cat. You see what type of week it's been. Hey, listen, man. We with you, brother. But I'm saying, though. He ain't never lied. All right. Beat the cat. Eat the cat.
Beat the cat. Eat the cat.
All right. We got to bring back an oldie but a goodie real quick and keep this thing going. Fair or foul? Kev, I think this is the one that you had said. This was is it Jock? Young Jock? Is that who it is? I'm old now. I don't remember names. And yeah, Young Jock. It's Young Jock. Okay. Young Jock and his wife in a very interesting conversation, right? Now, kind of in a sense, along the lines of what we were talking about as far as what you want and what you recognize in your spouse, right? What things you'd recognize in your spouse. So let's get in with this fair or foul real quick. Bye. Cups in the air. What we got? Do I have any left? I do. I got some more left. I'm about to pour it. Let's get into it.
Honest.
So what are you saying? What is that saying about me? I'm your husband.
Well,
you basically saying you wouldn't want my sons to be like me.
I would not want them to have as many children.
Okay.
And I would not want them to have all of these different situations. That's not something I would want for them.
I don't necessarily want that for them either.
Okay.
But don't
them
sum me up just in the fact because I got kids. Because let me tell you something.
It's not just because you have children.
I'm gonna say it like this.
It's not just because you have children.
I'm gonna say it.
That's not what I was saying.
Put it on the table. Come down.
That's not what I was saying.
Because
it's not because you have. It's not. Well, I'm sure you would. But if you listen to it from a logical standpoint, it's not the fact that you have children.
It's what you say that
the children are not the issue.
Don't just make it seem like I'm a bad person. Don't say make some fucked up individual. What you're not gonna do is do that.
I didn't say that.
Well, that's how you put it. You said you wouldn't want my son to be like me.
I wouldn't want them to do some of the things that you have done.
And I wouldn't want my daughters to do some of the things you've done. We're human. That's what I'm trying to say.
You would want them to do majority of the things that I've done.
Listen, what I'm saying is, when you talk about me, don't sum me up. Facts, right? Don't sum me up on the worst side of me or what you consider the worst side of me. Because ain't nobody fucking perfect. So don't do that. That's what we're not going to do. Because as a man, guess what? I got to stand on mine too.
Yes, you do.
Because guess what? Let me tell you something. I didn't go to college. Guess what?
Fine.
I want my kids to go to college. So we can say that right now. I don't want them to go that direction. I want them to go to college. I can say that with you too. Right. But don't sit here in front of the world, in front of a medium and say, oh, I wouldn't want my son or your sons to be like you. Hold on. No, you're going to put some respect on my name. Because at the end of the day, I'm successful. I take care of my kids. Okay. Ain't none of my kids out here in dire need of love and support. Okay. So we're going to do that. Okay? Because I don't appreciate that. Because there's some things about you that I could say I wouldn't want my daughters to do.
Go ahead.
I'm not going to do that. I respect you and I love you enough.
I want this magazine to know what it is about me. You don't want your daughters.
I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to do that.
Be my guest.
I'm not
gonna be slighted, honey.
I'm not gonna do that. That's where we have to draw the line.
Okay.
Because I don't care because the camera in front of me or somebody's asking me questions. I'm not gonna reveal my everything that go on with me. Just like right now, you ain't gonna sit here in front of these people and tell what your credit score is. You ain't gonna sit here and tell them your social security number. You ain't gonna sit here and tell them what's in your bank account either.
I won't.
Okay, so some things are better left fucking unsaid and in the private, and that's what I'm gonna do. So when you addressing me, don't ever make it seem like I'm the worst of the worst, because I'm not.
Okay.
Because I came through and changed your life, and it wasn't about me having no money. It was about the integrity. It was about my integrity. It was about me standing up for you. It was about me helping you open your eyes to see things that no other man has gotten you to do. So when you talk about me and address me, please be mindful of that, because I love you for who you are, good and bad.
You know I love you for who you are.
But I would never say to the world that I wouldn't want my daughters to be like you, because then it makes me question, why are you with me?
Man, is there anything else that needs to be said? Because I mean, he said what he said.
He said what he said.
All of what he said. All of what he said.
Don't piss me off. I'm the one who sent it, but don't piss me off. Just like, can anything happen?
I was just about to say, Kev, I want to hear your take. So yes, please go in.
Can anything happen in house anymore? Can we start there? Like, and I'm gonna give her 1 point, and then I'm gonna respectfully open hand smack her in the mouth. Like, so young Jock may have a bad situation where he's got multiple kids by multiple baby mothers, whatever the case may be. So you don't want your child to like have that same scenario when they grow up. Cool. Now, let's set your points to the side, because you deserve to be open hand smacked in the mouth. This is a public interview, and you are my wife. Like, you are my wife. I cannot make that clear enough. Like, you know what I'm saying? There are laws that quite literally protect you in your marriage from having to testify against your spouse, and you literally just went against the law to testify against your spouse. Go to hell. Oh my God, she needs to be open hand smacked in the mouth, because like he said, there are so many other aspects of me that you have thoroughly enjoyed, which I will 100% assume started with his finances. Whether she said it or not, or whether it's just about that, it started with his finances. He was able to provide you with a lifestyle that made you comfortable enough where you felt like you could go on national television and say, I don't want my child to be like you, smack in the mouth. Okay? Like, stop playing with this man. He has qualities that made you willing to get pregnant by him, even though you knew that he had kids before you. Open hand smack in the mouth. Like, y'all got to stop being unrealistic about the situations that you're walking into. If that wasn't ideal for the way that you wanted your kids to grow up, then literally turn the gun towards yourself and shoot, because you agreed to whatever you walked into. But don't like sit in this interview and make it seem like now he's not good enough, or like aspects of him are not good enough. Like, it's for better or for worse. That's not what we said. Sickness and in health, rich or for poor. You enjoyed the rich. You enjoyed the better. You enjoyed you enjoyed that. So why now is it public fodder that he has kids outside of? Stop open hand smack in the mouth. Like, this pisses me off so bad. Like, feel everything you feel. Don't tell everybody. Like, where are you protecting your man in this instance? Like, if a woman is truly covering her man, because again, Trey says it all the time: God, husband, wife, kids, like in order. If you are the wife in this instance, you still have a responsibility to cover your husband in your covenant And she did none of that when she made all of this public consumption. Like there's nothing you could say to me after that point. I don't want my kids to grow up to be like you. Heard you loud and clear. We not even together no more. Like, so cool. You don't want them to be like me? Find somebody else to financially support you. You don't want them to be like me? Find you somewhere else to live. Like, you don't want them to be like me? Find somebody who can do the same things that I did for you and for these kids the way that I did it. Show up for them the way that I did it. Like, go out and make this money, but still be here to tuck them in at night the way that I did it. Go to hell. Open hand smack it out. Yeah. Ooh, that just pissed me off, and I'm the one that sent the video in. But seeing it again, get this off me. Get this off me.
The most important piece on a chessboard is who?
The queen.
No.
I'm sorry, I meant the king. I'm sorry, the king. You said most. I meant most powerful. My bad.
The most important piece on the chessboard is the king, right? Without the king, the game is over, right?
That's right.
But however, right, that one piece that can move
anywhere on the board,
that board in any direction.
Yeah,
that is technically got the king's back. Is the queen.
Facts. Yep. I was thinking. I thought of it. I thought you were saying it backwards, but yes, the most important piece is the king. The most powerful piece, the most flexible piece, is the queen.
The queen. So I'm gonna give you. Listen. I was writing it down as Kev was speaking because I didn't want to forget it. Right. Here's what I'm gonna say. Communication is the key. Without it, all things will fail. Okay. I don't want my kids to be like you. Versus, I don't want my kids to make the same mistakes that you made. Versus, I want my kids to get the best qualities that you possess. That's why I love you. Because of those qualities, those best qualities. I want my kids to have those best qualities. Like the verbiage here, the communication, like y'all on the same team. You know, you're on the same team. You don't want to. We talked about it backstage, Trey. You might have to, because a lot. Backstage is wild. Listen, when you're on the same team, you don't want to have dissension in the ranks in public. You don't want to be playing, another team, and then there's dissension, y'all bumping heads because the other team's going to take advantage. Heck, like my LB said backstage, it's going to affect the team you're on. It's going to affect the other players. Like, that's in-house stuff. That's in-house. If you feel that way, y'all have that conversation in-house. But And it has nothing to do with like, oh, you being real, this, that, and the third. You may not have a problem with being real, right? But it's still about communication. It's still about what message you're conveying, right? You can be real all you want. If you want to have those, like Young Jock was saying, right? You're not going to give your social security out. You're not going to do all this whole thing about being transparent, blah, 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 right? You're not giving your most intimate details and secrets out there like that. Again, that's between, if you have something that you want to hash out between you and your husband, that's between you and your husband. But when you get out there on the board, when you're in the game, right? You got to protect that most important piece. Like, what are we talking about? Listen, it took, at first, I thought she wasn't, because she was battling. She was like, she was like, well, I ain't ashamed. I was like, yo, like, I don't know, Jock, like, did you pick the right one? But hey, man, he said what he said. And she was like, okay, I understand.
Proverbs 21:19 says, it is better to live in a corner of a housetop.
He chose her.
Than with a quarrelsome woman in a large house. Hold on. Let me run that back one more. We'll get, let me one more time. Because I ain't said it. This Proverbs 21 verses 9. All right.
Read it for yourself.
Read it for yourself. Follow along with me. Download the Bible app. Open your Bible. You should have one in your house somewhere, I think. It is better to live in a corner of a housetop. That's like the attic, like the corner of the attic, than with a quarrelsome woman in a large house. That's like a mansion. I gotta break these things down like that because I ain't that bright. So I gotta break it down. For slower people.
Now we that bright. It's them. It ain't us.
So, you praise in public, criticize in private, right? I think what the point you just made, Rich, it's all about the delivery. See, a quarrelsome woman will break your home rather than build it. In fact, there's another verse. I got to find it. I'm going to see if I can find it. There's a verse that talks about how this type of woman will destroy their own home and their children if they are the wrong type of woman in your home. I got to find it. I'm going to find it. I'll find it later, right? But with or without the aid of a scripture, here it goes. Proverbs 14:1. A wise woman builds her home, but a foolish woman tears it down with her own hands. All right. So if you get with a foolish woman and you have her in her home, the Bible says a foolish woman will tear it down with her own hands. This is why it's important to be careful who you move forward with, who you get in covenant with. And marriage is a covenant. Again, back now to Kev's point that you said, rich or poor, sickness and health, better or worse, till death. And you absolutely enjoyed the better. You've absolutely enjoyed the richer. You've absolutely, so far as I know, enjoyed the in health part. And yet, in a public space like this, you kind of cut your mans down. Now, I'm going to give a little bit of grace here. I'm going to assume that what she meant was, I would like for my kids not to make some of the same mistakes that you made. I would like for our kids not to make some of the same mistakes that I made. I'm saying Trey. I would like my kids not to make some of the same mistakes that I made. I like my kids not to make some of the same mistakes my wife made, right? All that. Okay. All right. But that's also that like there's a better way to say that, I think, in public. And that's the way that, again, now back to Rich's point again, I want them to have your best qualities. The way is to not say it in public. The way is to not say it in public, period.
This is the way.
And I'm concerned, I would agree with Diamond on this one. Shout out birthday weekend. Shout out Virgos. Let's go. Shout out Team Virgo. Birthday weekend out here. Team 41 out here in these streets. You know what I'm saying? It's going down. Where's my man at? You know what I'm saying? There it is. All right. But yeah, I would say, I would argue that marriage needs counseling. I'd argue that marriage needs, I'm not going to do it, but y'all know what I'm talking about. Y'all know where I'm going with this. Right? I would argue that that's what they need, and it's the respect for each other. So, Rich, back to your point. She kept going back. Every couple of words, she had something to say. Every couple words she had something to say. Go back and watch the video, y'all. If y'all don't believe me, every couple words he said she had something to say. She was chirping right back. Couldn't even really get to his point because she was chirping right back. I would argue that's probably a contentious woman. I don't know. I'm not in his life. I'm just saying it ain't me that thinks this is what the words say. And that reeks of contention to me. Now I would say the cautionary tale here is to be careful who you allow in your house, because a wise woman builds her home, but a foolish one tears it down with her own hands. Back to my mystery mug and off my soapbox.
Just don't piss me off tonight.
So this was a fair or foul, right? Jock was definitely fair in what he was, what he did, what he said.
Absolutely. For shiggity.
100%.
Fair. Let's go.
All right, cool. And I believe this is the last one. Here we go. Yep. Last one for the night. But this is pretty important. I wanted to get y'all feedback on this, especially as fathers. This is from Mr. Charleston White. I'm gonna just let y'all listen to it. But get y'all glasses ready, man. Let's talk about it.
I want to be a hero in the eyes of my children, but because of what you look like and what we admire in this culture, I'm just a struggling daddy, and I'm not a hero. So I want to be a hero.
Do you feel better now than you did in that van though, right now?
I can provide better. But do it feel better? I don't know. I'm living better. We live better. But I ain't the same daddy. Because now I don't have time to pick him up out of school. I had to buy my daughter a car. I used to cook dinner every day. When I picked the kids up from school, we went to the library, we went to the park, and came home in a 1-bedroom apartment and made dinner for my kids. And Daddy stayed home and cooked dinner. So that might have been better because I was more accessible as a father. I'm less accessible as a father, but I got more money. I can provide the resources. But Daddy less accessible. So I don't know.
We're sick people. We're working for the future, because working for the present, we ain't making no progress.
Very, very interesting. Fellas, what are your thoughts?
What are you willing to sacrifice?
Talk about it.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
I mean, I've said this before multiple times. It's like, what are you willing to sacrifice? Because the level of which you want to grind and hustle is going to come with a sacrifice, because time is constantly moving, something we don't get back. And what are you giving your time to? And then, is that what you want or what your kids need? I mean, when you have kids, it's a different dynamic. I mean, for those out there that are in that situation where you're trying to, you're trying to navigate this thing, it's like, you want to be a provider, you want to give your kids the best, versus what do they really need? Do they need you at home? Are they, do they need you in that 1-bedroom apartment, picking them up from school, cooking the meals, teaching them life skills? Or is it that you want to go out there and hustle and grind and make $250,000, $500,000, whatever it is, what it takes, shoot, these days, to provide something better for them. But then at the same time, who's there to make sure that they're not becoming spoiled brats, that they're not becoming something that you didn't want them to become? Because I think that there is something to that, that area of, I don't want to say lack, because it's just a lack of that want of things, but you gain, that parent at home, you gain that relationship, you gain that time with your mom, dad, or your time with your child, your children. And so the ultimate question always goes back to, what are you willing to sacrifice? Are you willing to sacrifice your kids or time with your kids? Or are you willing to sacrifice, the dream or the money, or, and I'm not saying that it's like 100%, right? Because I do believe in those. I believe in a balance, so you gotta figure it out, whether or not how you're going to navigate this, because in today's world, like, there's telework capabilities, there's things of that nature, there's all types of avenues that you can reach for and try to get, but at the end of the day, what is it, what do you want, and how do you want to navigate that, and what do you want, what's in the best interest for your kids, especially when you have kids, what's in the best interest for them. So yeah.
Word. Agreed. Go ahead, Kev, jump in.
I refuse to work a job that my son can't be a part of. Not happening. I so fun fact, we're gonna have to go back to church hurt at some point. But I just quit a church because the pastor put my son's name in his mouth, and you will never speak about my son in a way that's negative and expect me to stick around and be a part of it. So we pivoted ourselves to where my son wanted to be. I cannot work a job that my son won't be a part of. My principal at my school was like, you gotta like kind of navigate how you bring your sir, relax. He's gonna be here when he's here, and it's not gonna create no more of a disturbance than the kids who skip class every day, and we're not gonna worry about that. Like, that's not a thing. So I just, because I don't want to miss a moment. Like, my son has to be a part of everything that I do. And like, not just because I don't want to miss moments with him, but I want him to see how hard his father's working to provide a life for him that, I'm saying, not only affords him the opportunities to do all the things that he wants to do, but so that he can see that his dad does something that he can be proud of. And so, like, if my son can't be a part of that, I can't, like, I can't, you know what I'm saying, my W-2s are not going to be in that place. My 1099s are not, they're not in that place because it's that important to me. And so, to Rich's point, that is the sacrifice. Like, I could have, I had, and also to Rich's point, like, it doesn't mean you give up on your dreams. It just means they look a little different, because like, I'm literally living my dream, and I'm teaching, working in a wonderful program. I'm playing and singing in churches. So, like, we're getting the spiritual aspects that we need and all of that. But like, when I first started teaching, I had an idea of what my dream job was, and I got offered that. Because it would have taken me away from my son, I couldn't take the offer.
but I found a way to like still like pursue my passions and find success there, doing it a little different than I thought I would. So like that is the sacrifice that we speak of. Like it may not be exactly what you want, but it still provides you with an opportunity to do what you want to do in a different way. But like I just stand on that. Like if my son can't participate, I am LeBron James. Okay. Bronny Jr. is going to be wherever I am. And because I am his father, like I'm going to make sure that I will move heaven and earth. Don't you draft my son. Don't you draft my son. Don't you draft my son, because he is going to be where I am. So like I get it wholeheartedly. When they started talking about LeBron and Bronny James playing on the same team, I was like, that makes perfect sense to me, because why? Like what parent would not want to put their kid in the best possible position to be successful, where you can still keep an eye on them and make sure that people around them are treating them the right way, that we're doing this in a way that keeps them safe, and they can learn the absolute most from a person that they admire the most, which if you've done it the right way, if you parented the right way, then your child should be admiring you for who you are and what you did. So that's it. Like, that's it for me. If I can't bring my kid to work that day, that's not my work that day.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel that. Your priorities, you have to prioritize certain things. And I think a lot of what goes unsaid oftentimes for fathers is that we do have to at some point make that decision. And, it's easy to think that if I had or made this much money, I'd be able to provide this kind of a lifestyle and this kind of advantage and. But the truth of the matter is that many people, not everybody, there's some people who figured out, they've cracked the code, but many people have to trade time for money. Most of us do. So if you want to make more money, you have to sacrifice more time. And if you sacrifice more time, you are inevitably going to take time away from your children. It's kind of along the same lines of another question we've been asking on this show a few times, right? If dad is out working all day and mom is out working all day, then who's raising the children? Well, it's the same kind of concept. Now, it'd be great if you were able to build a business by the time you were 19, 20, 21, 22 years old before you had kids, and that business is going to pay you a residual income that was going to be more than enough for you to live on for the rest of your life, and you could just stay at home and be with your kids forever, blah, 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 and not have to do a whole lot. Yeah, that'd be great, but that's a fairy tale for most of us, right? And so I think if we're looking at this realistically, most of us as men, we have to make that decision of I think of finding a balance of I can be here for my kids and I can survive, make it, thrive a little bit, grow a little bit on this. A lot of times we have to make that decision, and that's unfortunate for a lot of us. But I think the way that Charleston White reacted when I believe honestly thought about, now that he makes the money that he makes and he is who he is he the father that he wanted to be? Maybe not. He could provide more, but he's not necessarily who he was as a father. And I think you could kind of see that he was wrestling with that. A lot of us have to do that. Very unfortunate. Very unfortunate. But it's the truth. We got to think about that. And so, again, this is why, ladies, let's tie this back into the last couple conversations. This is why we look for peace in our homes, because a lot of us know we are making sacrifices, for real, straight up. We're making sacrifices, you know what I mean? For our families, for our kids, and so on and so forth. Yeah, that's, we sometimes work the job that doesn't pay the best, or is a higher stress situation, because it allows us to spend more time with our kids and our spouses too. Let's not forget about that. Well, that'll probably be an episode for another time, but our spouses need us too, And ultimately, it boils down to what we talked about the last couple of weeks, which is our presence, PRENCE. I think that's how you spell it. I'm drunk. But
sounds about right.
Let's
all
go
right,
with
hopefully.
it. Let's
Let's go with it. Your presence mean more than your presence. Wait. Yeah. Presence mean more than your presence. TS. You know what I'm saying? So I think, especially when it comes to our kids, because your kids, man, they don't know one way or the other. They care about the environment that you keep them in. They care that you love them, that you take care of them, that they can rely on you, that that you play with them, that especially I had a post on my Facebook earlier today about girl dads, and the girls wanting to put makeup on their dads, and fingernail polish and that kind of crap. Yeah, that all that hash brown girl dad. That's me, right? I want to. Those moments are more important than working 12 hours a day to make crazy money or whatever. I think, in my opinion, I think there's more value in my presence than my ability to provide more presence.
It's real.
Just my thought. But y'all let us know what y'all think in the comments too, man. Please jump in. Look, like, share, subscribe, all those good things, man. But let us know in the comments what you think about that. Anybody else got anything else on this topic?
It just broke my heart to hear it, because you could see and hear like the pain that he felt, realizing what that looked like. And like, even though I've been fortunate, so of course, like, to me, my son's most formative years were during the pandemic, and because the world shut down, I had a chance to stay home with him, in a scenario where I never would have had that opportunity. So, for his whole, like, when the pandemic happened, he was 10 months. So from 10 months to basically 2.5 years, I was there every day. I got to see him every day. He sat with me in the house, and just like, we were kicking it. So, like, I can I can imagine what it would look like to be snatched out of that scenario and just like feel like I'm a financial provider. Like, I can't do more for you than just make sure that if you want, a new pair of shoes, that you got them. If if there's some little activity at school that you can go to it, like, that's not enough for me. So I felt for him in that way. It's gut wrenching, Yeah, you just wish there were a way you could do it all.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I think we all do. We all go through that, man. We all, Mr. White, we all feel your pain, my friend. Straight up, and I think all fathers, all providers, all of us husbands, we feel that, right? Because there's a level of sacrifice that has to be there anyway. And so really the question is, at what level are you willing to sacrifice? And all that glitters ain't gold, man. Just, there's some people that are waiting for, men at the finish line, right? That make high incomes. All I'm saying is, if you look at almost every celebrity's kid, most celebrities' children are nuts. Their parents got all the money. They can do whatever they want. Their parents got all the money in the world. Some of them quite literally. Every advantage that could possibly be bought, they have it. And look how some of their kids turn out. Some of them. A lot of them. Quite a lot of them, I'd argue.
Quite.
Quite a lot of them. But look how they end up. So money ain't everything, man. In fact, back to the Bible, the love of money is the root of all evil.
Root.
Anyway, That's it, man. That's all we got time for tonight, man. We went overtime for sure, but hey, man, it was a good time. I appreciate all of y'all. Take us up. Yo, I looked down at the clock and said, holy shit. Okay.
Back to our old normal times, huh?
I was going to say, show how much we missed each other. That's all that is.
That's all. That's all. We had some good stuff to talk about, man. So definitely appreciate y'all. Kev, take us out, man. Final thoughts.
Get some rest, you know. Continue to take care of yourself and each other. Drink water, mind your business. Like that's the key to a long, healthy life. I got new gray hairs in the front of my head and it's stressing me out. It's actually not, you know, I appreciate the grays. But you know, it's just been a wonderful time. And again, like life is filled with enough things. So make sure that you do indeed check in on yourself. And appreciate the people that are around you who are checking on you and noticing just the things about you that are different. Yeah, man, hit the like button, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend. The show is me. Oh, okay. The show is not what it is without you all. We live. Real live. Okay? The show is not what it is without you all. So hit the like button, subscribe, and tell a friend to tell a friend. I'm gonna stop talking before we do this. Yep. Oh.
I'm drinking rum and Red Bull. I don't know. That just came out of nowhere. Listen, peace. Peace. Ah, man. Peace. Listen, we love peace. We love to get peace. We love to get a peace. We love peace that's provided. Yeah, peace. Let's just focus in on that peace. Peace that transcends all understanding. Okay, listen. We love y'all. Thanks for joining us. You know, I hope everybody is doing fine like wine and getting better with time. Like, subscribe, share, tell a friend and tell a friend. We just some bros that just be talking. And sometimes we say some sense. There's some stuff that makes sense and some that you need to fill out them comments and say, hey, you know, this is this, that's that. And we can debate about it. But we enjoy having y'all, man. Go be great. Go get some peace. Go get a peace. Listen, love y'all. And go do some great things. Yeah, love each other. All right, I'm out. Come on. I need to go get a piece.
He said he gonna break him off a piece. Woo. Okay. Oh Lord. Yeah. It's been one of them kind of nights, been one of them kind of weekends. Shout out one more time to Team Virgo out here. This drink's for you. Birthday weekend is in full effect. Your boy out here in these streets. Big shout out Diamond. I see you out here. Birthday weekend. Jay Owens, your wife, man, birthday weekend. Shout out to her. You know, and everybody else out here, anybody else that I might have missed that's on Team Virgo, shout out to you too. Nah, man, but no, I mean, no, seriously though, shout out to you. Have fun, enjoy life, take care of yourselves, take care of family, and as always, keep your head on the swivel because there's a lot of deception out here. You got to be careful. You got to be careful what's going on. Believe none of what you hear and only half of what you see. It's wild out here. This war for your mind is real. Like, share, and subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Always think critically, question the narrative. And until next time, assuming nothing's changed in the last couple hours, we can still call you ladies and gentlemen. We will catch y'all on the next one. That's it. We out, man. We went out offended everybody. That's because that's what we do, doggone it. It's fun stuff. Sip on something. Sip on. Going down, baby. Hey.
Break me off a piece of that phone.
dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the dogs. They're eating the cats. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. They're eating the cats. They're eating the dogs. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat. Eat the cat.
Seeing red, so don't push me. Ain't Donald Trump trying to grab him by the... Said it was some Haitians, somewhere out in Springfield. Women doing cartwheels.
Have you seen Garfield?
Eat the cat.
Have you seen Snowball? This about to snowball. I'm about to go off. I can't let this go on. Miss me like an airball. Tell me where my cat is, cough it up like a hairball.
Eat the cat.
I gotta tell them if they even put a fingernail on Santa's little helper to turn them to hamburger helper. Somebody better help them, cause I'm going to jail for showing them fellas helter skelter.
Eating the dog.